And you didn't need the phone. Life was different then.
Oh yeah, didn't need a phone. Did you remember the family have a radio?
Oh, sure, we had a radio.
It was one of those big radios in the living room or something?
Well, we used to have the, oh, one that was in the dining room, I think. And then later we got one of the consoles that you had in the living room. But there wasn't the money that there is now, and you didn't have the knickknacks and
Oh yeah.
the different things. It wasn't necessary. They didn't even have them.
Yeah, you didn't. Nobody even had to. I mean, all these things have driven the economy to.
Yeah,
to
you didn't have television.
That's all it's done. Yeah, because the television probably that came along in the early '50s for most people,
Yeah.
didn't it?
Yeah.
Because I remember going to Grandpa and Grandma Schramm's in Queens Village, and they had a TV because one time they told me they said your dad and I are going to the baseball game. You sit here and watch TV. Maybe you'll see us on there.
Now, baseball,
one.
you mentioned that. My mother was a great baseball fan.
Oh, she was?
Oh, yes, she always did her ironing down in the basement where it was cool and listened to the game. And they used to go to Ebbets Field.
Oh, she would go with Grandpa to Ebbets Field?
Oh, yeah, she loved baseball.
And did you just take a subway to get over to Ebbets Field or something?
Yeah.
Is that in Brooklyn?
Yeah. But, and we used to have the Sandlot teams out in Queens Village, and she used to go to those.
Sandlot teams, and you could go and watch them?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have to pay to watch them?
No.
They play and you just watch them, huh?
Yeah.
And they call it Sandlot.
Yeah, they were local people that played baseball against each other.
Yeah, I've heard the term Sandlot, but I didn't realize they had audiences.
Oh, but she loved it. She loved it. She used to
Do you have any reason to believe, was she a baseball player when she was a kid or something?
No, but she had brothers.
Had brothers who were?
I think they were. I never knew why, but I know she was a big Dodger fan.
I remember I remember being a big Dodger fan too, because, and maybe I got that from visiting them, but I remember driving to see them and listening to the Dodger game in the car on the way, and my favorite was Roy Campanella, the catcher, and then he got injured in a car accident.
But she'd set up her ironing board down, because then you had to iron everything.
Yeah.
And down the cellar where it was cool in the summer.
Yeah.
And listen to her baseball games while she ironed.
I remember the cellar in that house had some very finished-looking rooms in it.
Yeah, Grandpa finished
and on one of them, there was a long, old-fashioned rifle.
I don't remember that.
No, it was one of those old flintlock rifles or something like that.
I don't remember that.
But the walls seemed smooth to me. They weren't, it wasn't a standard basement. That was.
No, I don't know what. No, he didn't put anything up. He just painted them.
Yeah.
But they were poured. They weren't. They didn't have concrete blocks then. They had poured concrete.
Yeah, actually, that's what I remember. I
I
remember a kind of a
yellowy
yellowy
room.
cream
You'd
color.
come down the stairs, and they had the room.
Yeah.
And then he finished that off, made like a rec room, and then in the back, you had the coal bin and the furnace, and his workbench, and my mother's laundry.
And there was no more. The coal was gone after a while, right? They changed the heating systems over.
I don't know if they ever changed. They sold it, I think, before they changed to oil. They always had coal.
Oh, they always had coal.
Yeah.
That'll be done. And so when your mom would listen to baseball games, they had smaller plug-in radios too, instead of those big things I've seen about the size of a file cabinet. They had smaller radios that you could move around and listen to.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really remember the radio.
And she would like to listen to it.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's really interesting. Dodgers. I bet she wasn't too happy when the Dodgers went to L.A., huh?
No, they didn't. They didn't go to L.A. Well,
That was after she died. A little bit after she died. Well, where she was looking down from heaven. She might not be too happy about that either. Then. Well, that's good. What else do you remember about her? What was her favorite thing to eat? Do you think?
Oh, I don't remember what she liked to eat.
What'd she like to cook for you guys?
Nothing special. She always made big meals.
She made a lot of big meals.
Oh, yeah. We always had. Well, she had 5 people there. 5 adults.
And I remember Grandpa.
She always canned and everything.
Uncle Howard did, I know, when we lived with him, but I thought Grandpa would always have a bottle of beer with his meal. Is that true?
Oh, Grandpa always had beer.
Always had it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's a Dutchman. But,
Dutchman meaning German person? Is that
yeah,
what they call
right.
them? Dutchman?
But, no, she did a lot of canning in the summertime. And that
Canning
sort
is
of
where you buy the vegetables and put it in the glass
thing.
jars?
Glass jars, yeah. She always did.
Did she
canning.
grow the stuff in the backyard?
Oh, no. We didn't
You
have
go and
big.
buy it.
You don't, not in New York City, you don't have big yards.
Yeah.
But,
So she'd buy it and then
oh,
can it,
yeah.
huh?
Buy it and can it.
Hmm.
I don't know where they bought it, but I know she always did a lot of canning.
Well, you know,
I suppose they went out on Long Island, then it was all farms.
oh yeah, because they had connections out there, didn't they? Relatives or something?
Hmm.
Grandpa, they'd grown up out there, or Grandpa had grown up out there?
Not on Long Island. He grew up in Brooklyn.
He didn't grow up in Long Island at all?
No, yeah, no.
I thought he worked out there.
He might have worked out there, but they didn't have any real connections on Long Island. They had some friends that maybe had summer home. Later, when they retired, they went out there. But we used to go out there. But there was big potato farms and that sort of thing out there.
And you could just go out there and buy the stuff?
Yeah, I would think they would.
Take the car out, buy it, come back,
Yeah.
can it? I'll be darned. Well, have you got any great words of wisdom for the generations to come?
No, I don't.
No, I'm
The world's changing
I'm
too
trying
fast.
to remember, but earlier in this tape just now, you said something that I thought was pretty profound. I can't remember exactly what the words were, but it's on the tape. And my dad always told me something. I remember that sometimes you have to move sideways to move ahead.
No, that's good.
You know what I mean? And you never know.
Right.
And I think I guess I've always been proud to be and fun to be a Shram descendant, and all of the relatives. It's always been good for me, and I know every one of them that I know that's old enough to know enough feels the same way.
Well, good.
So that's all you can say. Okay, well, it's January 14th now, isn't it? Because yesterday
Yeah,
was 13th.
right.
2007. It's John Lifite Jr. and I've been talking with my Aunt Bess at her place in Florence, South Carolina, and she's been just immensely happy to do this for all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, Aunt Bess.